Hey, this is Voon. Today I'm going to be talking about how to deal with Awpers. Now, this is something that a lot of people have problems with, and this is actually prompted by a demo review from a DMG who clearly had no idea how to deal with Awpers. So hopefully this will help you at a variety of different ranks. Now, it is going to be different whether you're on T or CT side, but the general philosophy will remain the same. You want to do one of three things in general. First, you can try and force their Awper to hit a really tough shot and that he's unlikely to hit, because as he throws that flick shot, you're going to have time to shoot him, and if he misses, he's a dead man. Second, you can try and force him out of position and catch him while he's out of position. And the third thing you can do is peek an Awper from multiple angles at the same time, meaning that you're guaranteed to, at worst, get a trade frag on that player. Now, to do any of these, you first do have to recognize what the common Awp angles are. For example, at mid here, a common Awp angle is going to be Z, and nearly everybody, I'm sure, knows that this is a common Awp angle. So you can deal with that in a variety of ways. The first way you can try and deal with that is to smoke him off. That's going to effectively force him out of position. He's not able to push through a smoke, or he's in the middle of the open. And if he rotates around, you already are able to get control of the middle. So you force him out of that position, and then you get control of an area, and it's very hard for Awpers to retake. They're forced to hit really hard shots, and they're a little bit out of position. So if you can force an Awper out of his position for long enough that you can take over that position, then you're in a great spot. The next way is trying to catch them while they're still out of position, is you can do this with a flashbang. And this is a perfect example here. This is a very common Awp angle right here. I'm sure a lot of people that played Cash know that this is a very common Awp angle, and they've died from it. So actually a perfect way to deal with this is to throw a flashbang and catch him while he's repositioning. So you flash like that, and then you jump around the corner and you catch him as he's trying to fall back into B site. That is the optimal way to deal with an Awper, if at all possible. You flash him off of his spot, he has to fall back, and you kill him while he's falling back. Usually, however, it's not quite possible, so that's why smoking them off of their position also works just as well. Now, as for trying to force them to hit a hard shot, this is something that you can do in a variety of ways. The first is if you flash them back and then post up on an angle when you know they're going to re-peek, or the second is you can actually try and jiggle peek out on them. So jiggle peeking here, you can't really see me peeking at all, but he can see my shoulder and my arm. So a lot of the time he's going to take the shot, and then you can come over and you can post up on that angle. Now we have to assume CT is smoked here, but if it is, you can post up like this. And this means that the Awper, if he decides to re-peek, which he very often will have a very tough shot on me. He has to peek out, then he has to take the time to flick over, and then he has to hopefully land the shot. So not only do I have the time to shoot at him while he flicks, but if he misses, it's a free kill. So I've got two possible benefits there, especially if I have good aim. You'll see pro players can get that kill before the Awper even shoots sometimes. Now next up, double peeking a player so that you can make sure you can trade on him even if the first player dies is a lot harder to do, and it's not really something you can generally do too well on Cash. But a possible example would be if you know an Awper's quad and somehow he's sitting quad while this door is open and you have a smoke speedway and you know nobody's forklift. So this is a very specific situation, but hopefully it does somewhat illustrate the point where if someone's quad, you have this guy peek out at the same time as this player, so that even if the Awper gets the first kill, the second guy can easily trade. Another example of this is this potential situation where you know an Awper is playing a spot like this. You have someone peek out from down here, and you also have someone peek out from up here. Again, double peeking the Awper, even if he gets one kill, he's a dead man. So anyways, on that's for T side. On CT side, you want to be using your smokes, nades, and flashes as effectively as possible. That means smoking off areas and then getting into positions where they can't really op you very easily. Again, ops are a very immobile weapon. They can't really push up very well and get those entry frags while they're running into a spot where you could be in multiple areas. So what you want to be doing is using your smokes and nades and flashes to get into positions that they have to be very vulnerable to clear. If they're sitting in A main and you peek out A main with no smoke, you are completely screwed. However, if you're sitting fence or if you're sitting forklift, they have to peek out into a very vulnerable position to try and get that kill on you. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I hope this helped.